Welcome back to the channel World Coins Master everyone to another exciting video where we dive deep into the world of United States coins and discover the fascinating stories behind some of the rarest, most unusual, and most valuable pieces of currency ever produced. Today we are going to explore the incredible story of the 1986 Roosevelt dime, a coin with a face value of just 10 cents, yet known among collectors and experts for its astonishing potential value of up to $14 million when rare errors, minting mistakes, and unique anomalies are involved. At first glance, the idea that a small dime from 1986 could be worth millions may seem unbelievable, but as we'll uncover in this journey, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, mysteries, and hidden treasures that turn pocket change into priceless history. The 1986 Roosevelt dime was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the most important coin production facilities in the United States. Millions of dimes were struck that year, and most of them circulated widely, serving the everyday purpose of commerce. They were used to buy candy, make phone calls from payphones, and complete transactions that required small change in an era before digital money and debit cards took over. For the majority of people, these coins were ordinary and unremarkable. Yet, within those millions of pieces, a few examples emerged with striking minting errors, oddities, and unique characteristics that transformed them from ordinary dimes into rare collectible treasures. These rare pieces became the stuff of legends, catching the attention of numismatists, historians, and passionate collectors who recognized that even the tiniest differences in a coin's production could lead to massive differences in value. To understand why the 1986 dime can be worth millions, it's important to first appreciate the history and design of the Roosevelt dime. The design itself was introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who had passed away the previous year. His image on the dime became an enduring tribute, and his likeness has remained there ever since. By 1986, the coin had already been in production for 4 decades, making it a familiar part of American life. But the Denver Mint's coins from this period were also susceptible to errors, partly due to the sheer volume of production and partly due to the wear and tear on minting equipment. The 1980s were not immune to mistakes, and coins with double dies, off-center strikes, misaligned mint marks, and planchet errors could and did slip into circulation. The most compelling reason why a 1986 dime could reach the incredible value of $14 million lies in the rarest of minting errors. In numismatics, not all errors are equal. Some are minor, adding only a few dollars or perhaps a few $100s to a coin's value. But others are so dramatic and unique that they elevate a coin to legendary status. Imagine a dime that was struck on the wrong planchet, such as a planchet meant for a quarter, or one struck with a dramatic double die obverse that shows Roosevelt's portrait in double detail. Picture a dime struck off-center by such a degree that half of the design is missing yet the date and mint mark are still clearly visible. These dramatic errors are not just mistakes, they are accidents of history, unique artifacts that capture the imperfections of human machinery and processes. When one of these rare pieces appears, collectors compete fiercely to own it, driving the value to unimaginable heights. For the 1986 dime, stories of extraordinary specimens have emerged, with some believed to be among the rarest modern coin errors ever discovered. One type of error that commands enormous value is the full brokerage strike, where a coin is struck against another coin instead of a die, leaving a mirror image on one side. Another highly valuable possibility is a mule error, where a dime could have been mistakenly struck with the reverse of another denomination. Although such cases are extremely rare, even the mere possibility of one existing makes collectors endlessly fascinated with searching 1,986 dimes in hopes of finding a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. When people hear about a coin being worth millions, the first question they often ask is how something so small could possibly be valued so highly. The answer lies not only in rarity and uniqueness but also in demand and historical significance. Collectors are willing to pay astronomical prices for coins that represent something irreplaceable. A coin like a 1986 dime with a spectacular error isn't just a piece of metal, it's a one-of-a-kind artifact that cannot be replicated. Its value comes from being the only one of its kind, a physical record of a mistake that slipped through the careful systems of the US Mint. Because collectors know that once such a coin enters the market it may never appear again, they are often willing to spend millions to secure ownership. It's also worth noting that the condition of a coin plays a huge role in its value. A 1986 D dime with a common strike in circulated condition might only be worth 10 cents, or perhaps a small premium to collectors who enjoy filling coin albums. But if that same dime has a dramatic mint error and is preserved in uncirculated or mint state condition, the value skyrockets. Grading services like PCGS and NGC have authenticated and certified countless error coins, and when a rare error receives a high grade, it adds enormous credibility and desirability. Collectors trust certified coins, and when a 1986 D error dime is encapsulated in a protective holder with an official grade, it becomes part of a recognized numismatic record, further increasing its worth beyond errors. Mint mark anomalies are another factor that can drastically increase value. The Denver Mint's D mark on the 1986 dime can sometimes be misplaced, doubled, or even missing altogether due to production issues. These varieties, while less dramatic than major striking errors, are still highly collectible. A misplaced D mint mark, for instance, could be located slightly out of its intended position, leading to a unique and highly sought-after variety. In the coin collecting community, small details like this carry big significance, and they can turn an otherwise ordinary coin into a rarity valued at thousands or even millions. The fascination with rare coins also stems from the thrill of the hunt. Collectors and hobbyists have spent countless hours searching through rolls of dimes, bags of coins from banks, and even pocket change in hopes of uncovering a hidden treasure. The possibility that a coin worth $14 million could be sitting unnoticed in circulation adds an exciting mystery to the hobby. And stories of people finding extraordinary coins in everyday transactions only fuel the dream that a life-changing discovery might be waiting in the next handful of change. The value of the 1986 D dime is also influenced by broader trends in the coin collecting world. In recent years, rare coins have become an attractive investment, not only for traditional collectors but also for investors seeking tangible assets with historical significance. Auction records show that coins with extraordinary rarity and errors can command prices rivaling fine art, jewelry, and other collectibles. This increased demand has pushed values higher, and when a coin like the 1986 D dime captures the imagination of the collecting world, its price can soar to extraordinary levels. Collectors who study the 1986 D dime also appreciate the context of the era in which it was minted. The 1980s were a period of transition in coin production, with new technologies emerging but older systems still in use. The Denver Mint was tasked with producing vast numbers of coins to meet the needs of the U.S. economy, and the pressure to maintain high output sometimes resulted in mistakes. Each error coin from this era tells a story not only about the minting process but also about the economic and historical backdrop of the time. Owning such a coin is like holding a small piece of American history in your hands. As we look deeper into the reasons behind the immense value of the 1986 D dime, it becomes clear that it's not just about metal and design. It's about the convergence of rarity, condition, history, and demand. It's about the human fascination with imperfection and uniqueness, the thrill of owning something no one else has, and the deep appreciation for the artistry and complexity of coin production. A coin worth $14 million is more than just currency, it's a symbol of how something so small can carry such great meaning. Now imagine being the lucky person who discovers such a coin. Perhaps someone stumbles upon it in an old jar of coins tucked away in a drawer, or perhaps it's discovered by a collector carefully examining rolls from the bank. The moment of realization, the sudden understanding that what was thought to be an ordinary dime is actually a treasure of unimaginable worth, must be thrilling beyond words. Stories like these inspire collectors everywhere to keep searching, to keep looking closely, and to never underestimate the potential of even the most common-looking coin. The legacy of the 1986 D dime continues to grow as more people become interested in coin collecting and as more rare pieces come to light. Auctions and private sales occasionally reveal extraordinary examples, each with its own story and unique features. These sales often make headlines, not only within the numismatic community but also in mainstream media, reminding the public that hidden treasures still exist and that history can sometimes be found in the palm of your hand. As collectors, we are drawn to these stories because they represent more than just financial value. They represent discovery, history, and the enduring human desire to preserve. Today we're going to explore one specific coin that has been the subject of attention among collectors, coin dealers, and treasure hunters alike, the 2016 P. Roosevelt dime, a coin that in rare and special cases has been valued at up to $8 million due to its unusual minting errors, mistakes, and mint mark anomalies. At first glance, a dime is just 10 cents, a small and often overlooked piece of pocket change that doesn't usually get the same attention as quarters, silver dollars, or even pennies that have legendary era varieties. But when it comes to the 2016 p dime, the combination of unusual errors, mint mark varieties, and unexpected striking mistakes has created a perfect storm that makes some of these coins worth life-changing amounts of money. Today we'll take a deep journey into every detail of why this coin has captured so much attention and why it could be hiding in someone's loose change, waiting to be discovered. The story of the 2016 p dime begins with its place in the Roosevelt dime series, which has been in continuous production since 1946. By 2016, collectors were very familiar with the Philadelphia Mint using the SPI mint mark, something that only started appearing on dimes in 1980. For many decades, Philadelphia struck coins without any mint mark, and only in more recent history has the SPI been consistently used on circulating coins like dimes. That detail alone sets the stage for collectors to be on the lookout for mint mark placement, possible doubling, or even missing mint marks. Since mint marks are punched differently depending on the die process, unusual variations can occur, and in 2016, several coins emerged showing strange positioning of the SPI, faint mint marks, or even coins that seem to lack the mint mark altogether. Each of these anomalies adds layers of rarity, and with rarity comes the potential for astronomical value, but mint mark errors are just one side of the story. When we talk about minting mistakes, we're entering a world where the machinery of the mint, despite being highly advanced and precise, still has the potential to misfire. A coin can be double-struck, off-center, broad-struck, struck through grease, struck on the wrong planchet, or even show dramatic die cracks or cuds. Collectors who specialize in Roosevelt dimes have identified that the 2016 p dime has surfaced with some of the most desirable of these mistakes. Imagine holding a dime that was struck not once but twice, with overlapping images of Roosevelt's profile, creating a ghost-like duplicate. Or a coin that is missing the reeded edge because of a collar malfunction. Or even more fascinating, a 2016 dime struck on a planchet meant for another denomination, like a cent or a foreign coin. These rare occurrences push the boundaries of what collectors are willing to pay, and in extreme cases, one-of-a-kind examples can reach multi-million-dollar price tags at major auctions. And now, why would the 2016 p dime in particular be valued as high as $8 million? The answer lies not only in the errors themselves but in the combination of circumstances, timing, and collector demand. By 2016, the United States Mint was producing billions of dimes, and yet, hidden within this ocean of ordinary coins, certain flawed pieces slipped through. With billions in circulation, finding that needle in a haystack becomes nearly impossible, which actually drives up the value of the few confirmed error examples. If only one or two coins of a dramatic variety exist, the bidding war among elite collectors can quickly escalate, with each wanting to secure ownership of a unique piece of modern minting history. Collectors who chase after dimes often look for certain types of mistakes that can elevate a coin's value. For the 2016 p dime, one of the most significant categories includes double die errors. A double die occurs when the coin die itself carries doubling from the hubbing process, causing details like Roosevelt's eye, mouth, or the inscriptions to appear doubled on every coin struck by that die. In some reported cases, 2016 p dimes have surfaced showing doubling in the motto "In God We Trust" or the word "Liberty," as well as on the date or mint mark. These varieties are instantly noticeable even to the naked eye, and collectors are willing to pay staggering sums for bold examples. Another sought-after error is the off-center strike. A dime struck significantly off-center, with a portion of the design missing and blank planchet exposed, can transform an ordinary coin into a showpiece of minting mishaps. In 2016, several such dimes were reported, with some off by more than 50%, creating an unbalanced but highly collectible coin. Beyond the striking errors, planchet issues also play a huge role in value. The dime is supposed to be composed of a copper-nickel-clad planchet, but mistakes can result in dimes struck on leftover copper-cent planchets, or even on experimental materials. A 2016 p dime struck on a pure copper planchet instead of the proper clad planchet would not only weigh differently but would also appear distinct in color, giving sharp-eyed collectors a chance to spot it in circulation. Such a coin, if authenticated, could command millions at auction because it represents an extraordinary mistake. Similarly, coins struck on undersized or oversized planchets, or foreign planchets accidentally fed into the machinery, become instant rarities. Another fascinating factor involves die deterioration and die cracks. When a die begins to wear out, cracks can form, resulting in raised lines or blobs of extra metal on the coin. These imperfections, often nicknamed cuds when they involve a large piece of die breaking away, give each coin a unique appearance. Collectors prize dramatic examples where a significant part of the design is obscured or altered due to die failure. In 2016, dime hunters reported coins showing unusual die breaks across Roosevelt's face or lettering, anomalies that make each specimen a collectible treasure. While these might not always reach multi-million-dollar levels individually, when combined with other errors or extreme rarity, they can contribute to the enormous valuation of a single coin. One reason the 2016 P dime has drawn such high interest is because modern error coins are harder to come by in large numbers compared to earlier decades. The mint has improved its quality control over time, making dramatic errors less common. When a serious mistake escapes detection in recent years, it becomes headline-worthy. Collectors are increasingly interested in modern rarities because they know the odds of such pieces existing are slim. In this sense, a 2016 P dime with a strikingly rare error becomes a modern marvel, something to rival classic rarities from the 20th century. That uniqueness fuels the market demand and explains how a coin worth 10 cents can suddenly be valued at $8 million. Auction results further support the extraordinary potential value. Throughout history, modern error coins have shocked the collecting community with their hammer prices. Coins like 2004 double die cents, off-metal planchette errors, or missing clad layer quarters have each brought thousands to tens of thousands of dollars. The 2016 P dime, when featuring a once-in-a-lifetime error, elevates this phenomenon to a new level. Wealthy collectors who crave exclusivity compete for ownership, and with limited supply, the price climbs into territory that seems almost unbelievable to the average person. It's not just about the metal or the face value, it's about rarity, history, and bragging rights. Another dimension to consider is the collector psychology behind paying millions for such coins. To many, owning a coin like the 2016 P dime with a dramatic error is more than an investment, it's a status symbol. It's proof of being the custodian of something irreplaceable, something no one else can have. Just as art collectors will pay record prices for a single painting, coin collectors will go to extremes to secure a unique piece that can never be duplicated. That passion, combined with the competitive spirit of high-end auctions, is what drives the final price into the millions. When examining specific possibilities for the 2016 P dime, some experts believe that unique mint mark anomalies play one of the biggest roles. That P mint mark could appear in doubled form, misaligned, faint, or even missing entirely. Since mint mark placement has historically been an area where collectors obsess over varieties, a dramatic 2016 example becomes incredibly significant. A no mint mark 2016 dime would be unusual since the Philadelphia Mint consistently applies the P, so if one were confirmed, it could be valued astronomically. Similarly, a misplaced or upside-down mint mark, while extremely rare, would represent a once-in-a-generation error. So how could an ordinary person discover such a coin? The answer is simple: by paying attention to your change. Many great rarities are found not in coin shops or auctions but in everyday circulation. People who examine their dimes closely under good lighting or even with magnification increase their chances of spotting errors like doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual colorations from planchette errors. The thrill of finding a valuable coin in your pocket change has fueled generations of collectors, and the 2016 P dime is a perfect example of why it's worth checking every coin. It's important to note that while millions of ordinary 2016 P dimes exist and will never be worth more than face value, the rare exceptions with dramatic errors are the ones capable of reaching staggering sums like $8 million. That's what makes coin collecting such an exciting and unpredictable field. The idea that you could hold a fortune in your hand without realizing it makes every discovery feel like a treasure hunt. The role of professional grading services.